Yo!
What's happening?
We're back.
Yeah. Again.
We are back.
Sick of us yet?
And, yeah. This is the last one before the expo. Man.
Okay.
Got the Great Beer Expo coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
We will we'll be there with the lovely Laura, and we'll be roaming around.
Yep.
Checking out all the great beverages and sampling from all these great brewers we've been talking to. And,
absolutely.
And many more.
Yep.
So check out. You'll see. You'll get all that footage on episode 32.
Yeah.
Right now you're listening to episode 31
Yep.
of Inebriation.
So you'll get like a week break from us.
That's right. You're listening to us on the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Yes, you are.
Home of the Pillaging Podcast, the Crow's Nest Podcast,
East Coast Nation.
Ladies of Darkness,
Put on waivers.
No Ledge,
Blackout.
and soon to be the Fan Club Blitz.
Soon to be fan. Yeah. There you
Whenever
go.
we
And whenever we get our shit together with that.
Whenever we get back on that,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do something soon.
Yeah.
But right now,
Yes.
it's we've been on a roll, man.
Our livers have.
We've been on a what did Kenny Stapler call it? A drunken rampage.
Drunken rampage.
That's what we've been on.
Yes.
It's hey man, it's the cost of bringing you this quality podcast.
Yes, man.
We can't talk about these beers if we don't drink them.
Yeah, and a lot of times we can't get the beer unless we go to the brewery.
That's right. And a lot of times it's 10 o'clock in the morning when they want us there.
Yeah.
So we're, last couple weeks in a row, we've been starting off our day with fine beverages at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Whether it's been at Fort Nonsense or Miss Tucky Creek Homebrew Supply.
Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl. Yeah. Luckily, the Toms River folks had me there at 4 p.m. So
there you go. Yes.
good to go. And that interview will be on this episode.
Yep.
And we also have a great interview with Tori Fisher, the owner of Backward Flag Brewing
Flag, yes.
in Forked River, New Jersey.
So when you drive down the Parkway, if you're from Jersey, you should know this. But when you're driving down the Parkway, going to Atlantic City or whatever,
And you see that
sign, it's not forked.
It's forked. All right? We don't know why.
If you call it forked, a piney will stab you.
That's right. Yeah. They're particular about their town, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's fine to, straighten people out.
Yeah.
It's Forked River.
Yes.
So that's what it is. And that's a great brewery down there. So we'll hear from her on the show. And then we'll do a little more gabbing.
Okay.
And we'll hear from the folks down at Toms River Brewing. And do some few more minutes of gabbing and close it out.
Okie doke.
That'll be today's show.
Yep.
So,
sounds good.
As of right this very moment, what the hell are we drinking?
I'm drinking whatever that black lager was you got me from.
Oh, the Black Rabbit.
Black Rabbit Black Lager from Toms River Brewing.
All right. And it's black, man. That's a black beer.
It is. It's slightly more than porter-esque.
In color, yeah.
And slightly less than stout-esque in color.
And it's
and it tastes just like a lager.
there you go. little yeah, it's beautiful. I'm also drinking from Toms River Brewing. I picked this up not at the brewery, but I tried it at the brewery. This is their Hibernian dry Irish stout.
Oh yeah, I took a sip of that. Yes, that's pretty nice. Man.
And
it's nice stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And it's it's only like, I think it weighs in at about 4.5%.
Oh,
it's nice.
That's a yard stout, man.
That's a yard stout.
Yeah, you can
man.
drink stouts now while
nice,
by working in the garden now.
It's a nice drinkable beer.
Yes.
It's not. We don't crush beers over here. We drink them. We crush the cans.
We crush the cans. Yeah.
But they're all crushable.
Yeah.
This beer is drinkable, and there's nothing wrong with that word, folks. It's been in use for thousands of years.
Yes.
In all different languages.
Yes.
Drinkable. Try it.
Yes.
So
I believe that's Latin for shut up and drink the fucking beer.
Shut up and drink the beer. Yeah. Anyway, that's what you get from us on our beer reviews. If you're looking for what it smells like.
Yeah.
And sometimes we tell you what the beer sounds like.
Yeah.
That's a new thing.
Yeah, that's a new
Potts
thing.
came up with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have that kind of
Nah.
dog sense or
He
anything.
put that beer right up to my ear,
Yeah.
man. The Suicide King from Jersey Girl,
Yeah.
that sour, he got that poured. He was like, wow, listen to this. I was like, oh, my God. We're breaking new grounds now. This is the only podcast that tells you what our beer sounds like.
What does your beer sound like?
I should have put it up to the mic.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounded a little bit like Rice Krispies.
Yeah, there you go.
Figures
it's a Jersey beer, so it's yelling at people.
Had all that carbonation going. This one here, that doesn't make a sound.
No, these are quiet.
This is a quiet beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, that's what you get.
Yes.
From us.
Yes.
The Sounds and Flavors of Beer.
Mm-hmm.
By Chris Potts.
Beer whisperer.
Next time we do a Sunday show, we'll have Potts back on.
Yeah, we'll have Potts back on.
So, all right, man. I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna plug in this interview.
Yeah, plug in the interview.
We'll start the interview sessions today with Backward Flag.
Backward Flag. Okay.
All right. Okay. We have another guest.
We do.
Leading up to the Great Beer Expo this weekend.
Nice.
In Secaucus.
On February 1st. That's Saturday.
That's right. We have Tori Fisher from Backward Flag Brewing, and you're in Forked River.
Yes, Forked River. If you want to sound like a local, it's definitely always Forked.
Yes. It's to any New Jerseyite, it's Forked.
We've had this discussion on our show before.
Yes.
In fact, we drove past it yesterday, and my wife said, Forked River. I said, no. You're going to get us in trouble.
No, she's being a smartass. Your wife was born here. She knows that.
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about the history of the brewery. How long have you been in operation now?
So since 2015, this past September, and we celebrated 4 years. So we've been doing this for just a little over 4 years now. So some of the history prior to the opening the brewery, I was still serving in the military. I did 13 years combined of active duty time and full-time National Guard. I was still in the Guard when I decided to open the brewery. The name itself, Backward Flag, comes from the flag worn on the Army uniform. It's like a symbol of always moving forward into the fight and never retreating. So it helps to encompass kind of everything that we're about here. Just one in the mission of just we're always going to push forward and never really accept failure as being an option. And the other thing is just who our real target customer is, which is veterans, law enforcement, first responders. A lot of those people wear that flag on their uniform as well, or represent what it means in some way. And that's a lot of what we try and do here is support those people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
Sure.
And appreciate your service, and then just the acknowledgement. It's pretty cool. And and to have a beer and a tap room actually where people who are serving or have served, it feels like they're home, and it's there's nothing wrong with the Legion Hall, but if you can go get good craft beers, even better, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of when I describe things to people in some ways, that's kind of what we've become is, this modern day like VFW Legion feel, but that's a part of who we are, but that's not everything that we are. That's the roots, but at the same time, our focus is on making great craft beer, and for that, our doors are open to anybody. And when people come here, it's kind of awesome to see how the mixture, the environment, whether you have the 80-year-old, World War II guy, which sometimes happens,
I'm sure he loves these modern craft beers.
You'd be surprised. Some of these guys, they come in. I've had a guy wheeled in here, in his wheelchair, and he was pretty happy to go through the beers and know what he likes and what he doesn't like, and not as picky as you would think.
Yeah.
But
see, I could just imagine my uncles doing that. They would chug the beer down, hit me with the glass, and tell me to get them a real beer. That's what they would say.
But we have that that mixture mixed in with the 23-year-old college kid hanging out, and it's kind of cool to see everybody mingling in that environment and kind of opening up conversations about places that people have served, whether they're a veteran or a fireman or just a local. It's cool to see that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. And another cool thing that we should bring up is we've talked to countless breweries on this show. We've been to countless breweries, talked to different owners and brewers, and you're the first woman-owned brewery that we've spoken to, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, and actually we're kind of shocked at the same time.
Yeah,
we feel there should be a lot more women in this industry.
Yeah, I agree. There are definitely there's a couple.
Because pretty much all the women we know drink beer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there's a couple great breweries in this state that are woman owned. You should definitely talk to them. They're all great women. But yeah, there should definitely be more female involvement. I think that it's growing. I think that you're starting to see definitely a lot more female brewers, kind of behind the scenes doing their thing. And then there are definitely, brewery owners out there. I think that it's becoming more and more prominent than what it's been in years past. I think that, I don't know if there's any type of like oppression going on. I'm sure some people, would argue with me. But I think the industry's opening up fairly well, giving anybody that opportunity to get into it if they want to.
Cool. Yeah. And I think that most, I hope most people now are a lot more forward thinking. So
I would think all the brewers that we've talked to would, be more than open to having, women owners, women brewers and everything. None of them seem like they would be the type of people that would, put you down or anything.
There's just not enough people out there that can brew good beer. So
you're
hiring people, brew, hire who can do the job.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I do see it. It seems like with a lot of breweries, women tend to, and I don't know if they're gravitating or being pushed into more of like marketing roles or taproom management. But I personally, I would like to see a lot more women in like the production area as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But hey, you're doing your thing, and then there are other women out there that are brewing and that are. So hopefully it just becomes a thing that we really don't even have to talk about. It's just everybody just brews.
Yeah.
And makes good beer.
Agreed.
And speaking of your beer, where can people find your beers in or out of the state of New Jersey?
Well, obviously. So in our tap room, we're always pouring in Forked River. And then we are pretty much anywhere from South Jersey all the way up through North Jersey. We are picking up more and more distribution, every month. We were staying fairly local for a while, and now we're starting to push a little bit more with distributing more cans. We're starting to pull back a little bit on draft beer for the time being. And then occasionally we have some distribution in Pennsylvania, mostly in the Philadelphia area.
Nice. And it's...
do you self-distribute, or are you hired with a distributor?
We do.
Yeah?
Yep, we are self-distributed. We had worked with a distributor in the past, and that relationship just wasn't working out for us. So we left them and went back to self-distributing.
Yeah, okay. That's good to know.
Cool. And then tell us a little bit about the actual brewery. What kind of system you're using and all that.
Yeah, so we're on a 10-barrel system, 10-barrel specific mechanical. I'm it's, weird thing some people don't care about, but I do. It's 100% U.S. steel. It was kind of a big deal to us when we put that system in. Right now, we try and keep anywhere from like 9 to 12 beers on tap, rotating at a time. We're still kind of figuring out some of that balance of, what to keep in the tap room and what to push to outside sales. But mostly, as far as the beer that we do, it's kind of anything that myself or other guys here on the team dream up. Try and stay towards more eccentric, I should say eclectic, American style ales. We do black IPAs seem to be a thing that people think that we do really well. So I'm starting to push more of those. Kettle sours, we do a little bit of everything. Our flagship is Oak Armored, which is a pale ale that's conditioned on toasted oak. So it's actually a really clean beer with a nice oak finish. So yeah, we do pretty much anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you guys will be at the Beer Expo this weekend as Beer Fest season is really starting to kick in now. Anything particular that we can expect to have on tap there?
I believe we will have Mil-Spec, which is one of our black IPAs, and then we will also have STFU, which is a coffee pale ale. The coffee that we use in that is actually from another veteran-owned coffee company called Black Six Coffee out of New York, and they're fantastic guys. When they sell their coffee is going towards funding their humanitarian efforts in the Philippines. These guys are all mostly former like Army medics and stuff, and that's what they do. So we're pretty happy to support them on the brewery side as well as we sponsor them through my nonprofit as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate all that. And you said it is a big deal to you, kind of, but I appreciate the fact that it's all U.S. steel in there as well.
Exactly.
It's really cool. And then, like I said, we're kicking into what we call Beer Fest season. So where else can people expect to see you that you know about so far?
Off the top of my head, it's kind of hard to say. I'd have to look at the calendar. Obviously, the biggest one that we have coming up in April is going to be AC Beer Fest. So you'll definitely find us there with some fun stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I know most of the people we've talked to are pretty excited about the AC Beer Fest. That's a big one.
I think that's just fun for everybody. It's fun for the people, coming to hang out and drink beer, and it's fun for us too. I think every brewery, we all go like a little bit crazy for that festival. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Yes.
We're talking to people, so that's really cool. Well, we appreciate you giving us your time today. And is there anything else that you want to throw out there to our listeners?
Nope. There's nothing that I can think of.
Will you be?
Forked River.
Will you be in Secaucus on Saturday?
I will be. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very cool. Well,
yes.
We'll definitely be stopping by and saying hello and tasting those great beers.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. And thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your service.
Yes, thank you.
And thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you this weekend. Cool. So we got to hear from Tori.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And,
that's a great brewery, man.
Great brewery. And as I'm going to tell you guys later in the Toms River interview, man, you don't have to depend on beach weather to go to these places.
No, they're open all year round, man.
You folks traveling down to Atlantic City, stop in.
They're not on the beach anyway. They're all close to the Parkway.
If you if you're heading down the Parkway and you're going somewhere south,
yes,
stop at Toms River Brewing, stop at Forked River for Backward Flag, pick up some cans to go or a couple of crowlers, some growlers.
They're not far off the Parkway. You're not going to the beach. You're not, it's not, you're
back,
not really going out of your way.
Get back on the road and head south and take some Jersey beer with you.
Yes. If you started, I would say when you get over to Driscoll Bridge.
Sure.
And you
got plenty of spots.
And you started stopping at breweries. You could probably literally stay in Atlantic City for like a week and a half and not have to buy a drink.
Even before the Driscoll, you could get off at Kenilworth there.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Stop and see our friends there in Kenilworth.
You could fill your room with beer.
Yeah.
And not have to pay for crap beer.
That's right. Who's in Kenilworth? Was that 2 Ton?
That was 2 Ton, I think.
2 Ton was in Kenilworth. That's right. So you look, you know, you can make the trip down, man.
Yeah.
You know, you could even, you know, hell, you could even stop in the Oranges and.
Yeah. There you go.
You got our pals there at Four Cities.
Yeah.
So. But what are you drinking now, Tom? You moved on.
I'm drinking a Pabst. Man.
There you go, Pabst.
I'm blasting out a Pabst. I got some more black lager. I gotta
take that to the goobers.
I'm gonna go drink with the hillbillies tonight. I'll bring a jug of beer with me and let them all like.
Where you get a jug of beer?
Who sells jugs of beer?
Everybody. I'm still working on that same Hibernian.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yes.
But yeah, all you guys, you know, I wanted to bring something up about the beer expo too. If you got a friend that says they don't like beer, this is the perfect place to take them.
Yes.
Because they'll find a beer at this expo that they like.
I can guarantee they will find a beer.
They will find a beer that they like.
That they like.
And
if they don't, a lot of brewers now are making seltzers.
Yep.
There's going to be ciders there.
Yeah, kombucha.
Yeah, kombucha. The kombucha I tried last year, loved it. I've been drinking it since.
Yeah.
So
it's you know, there's opportunities there, but you know, if you want to introduce one of your non-beer drinking friends to beer, this is the place to take them because they're getting 2 ounce pours, and not, you know, there's so much variety that they'll come out of there going, you know, I really like that beer.
Yeah.
And I don't like beer.
Yes.
And then that's a starting point for them on this long and fun, exciting road of alcoholism. And so you won't have to be alone anymore.
It does get exciting at times.
That's right. On that note, man, I say we go ahead and jump right into the Toms River interview.
Okay.
But I gotta give some warning here. You know, it takes 2 of us to do this show.
Yes.
Because, you know, sometimes we can blame the problems on the equipment. Other times it's just us.
Yes.
Okay, but if we're together, then, you know, Groby's always over my shoulder going, did you push this button? Did you push this button?
What about this wire? What does this do?
Yeah, and eventually we figure it out.
Yes.
But I was alone at Toms River, and I believe that I forgot to click a crucial button.
Probably.
On the screen here.
Yes, and Laura was half in the bag, so she didn't ask questions.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. And it sounds as though we may have just picked up what was coming into the internal mic again.
Okay.
So a lot of it, you know, unfortunately didn't make the cut because you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And that's my fault, and I apologize to the folks at Toms River Brewing.
Yeah.
But we got quite a bit. The quality is going to be subpar again for the interview. We apologize, but we're a couple of beer drinking monkeys that decided we knew how to operate a mixing board and software and all that stuff.
But Bob gives you the gist.
Yeah, you get the gist, and it's still a great place, great you know, it was a good interview.
Yeah.
I wish we would have been able to get more of Paul. We got some of George. We got you know, got a lot more of Bob because he was closer to the PC.
Yeah.
And hey, look, you got to bear with me.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, we try to bring you the best.
We do.
And sometimes it don't work out, man.
There's a lot of buttons to push,
but the show must go on, man.
Yeah.
Look, I've been in a band too. Not every night's the best, you know. But we still try to muscle through it, man.
Yep.
And get it done. So here you go. And you'll hear a little bit of lovely Laura on there speaking as well.
Mrs. Splatterhead.
Yeah, she'll say "fuck you" with that, Mrs. Splatterhead. But, you know, here it comes, man. Hope you guys enjoy it and have fun.
Okay.
All right. Attempt number 2.
Okay.
So this is Chuck with Inebriation Nation, and I am on the road without Tom. I have my lovely wife, Laura, here, who will chime in. Tom, where's Tom today?
Getting a colonoscopy.
Getting a colonoscopy. So, according to Laura,
He's having a fun day.
he's having a great day.
He's actually dog sitting.
Yeah, he was going to dog sit for his ex-wife, and then I said, "Hey, how about my dog?" So he's taking care of both. He'll enjoy this. But we are in Toms River, New Jersey. We took a little road trip from the north to the south. And who's with us today?
And I'm Bob. I'm the head brewer here at Toms River.
All right. You guys faded out again, so I don't know. Talk louder. There you go. That works. Yeah, you talk louder. Just eat the microphone. And we're sitting around the table sampling some beers already. So we'll start out with what are we drinking, and I'll let Bob. You can explain what we're drinking. You poured them.
I'm drinking Boots on the Ground, which was our tribute beer for Veterans Day. It was brewed with lactose and veteran corn hops.
Nice.
From Yakima Chief. George.
I think we may have had one of those on the show. So I know. Give us a little bit of history, because Toms River Brewing, it came from another brewing company, and
Toms River originated from was previously Renduin Brewing. It was purchased in August 2018, I believe. Yeah. Officially became Toms River Brewing in May of 2019.
Okay.
We have a 25-barrel brew house, 50-barrel fermenters, 3 50-barrel fermenters, a 35-barrel fermenter, 50-barrel bright tank, also a 5-barrel brew house with 3 10-barrel fermenters and 3 10-barrel bright tanks.
I think those are a nice size. It's a good operation. And yeah, last year at the Beer Expo that is happening in Secaucus, we spoke to somebody there that was, but it was Renduin at the time. So, and we like the beers. So, we've recently, Toms River cans have been popping up all over by us in North Jersey. So we've had the opportunity to grab a few and taste them. So we enjoy. I lost you again. Yeah. You have to jump on Bob's mic.
Yeah, and in terms of saying, we use Ironheart, which is an older can company.
Okay.
Presently, we're in distribution from Cape May all the way up to High Point.
Nice.
Out to Hamilton. Yeah, we're spreading. We're growing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Beers have diversified from the old Irish style beers to IPAs like you're drinking.
Right.
I still have our stouts. We still have our flagship beer, the Irish Red.
That went dead. I still got you here.
Okay.
And who's the head brewer? What's the who's?
I'm the head brewer.
All right.
George and Paul, my assistants. We work as a team.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes things work a lot easier when you work as a team. That's cool.
Yeah. I was here through the Renduin days.
Right.
Somehow I'm still here. But me and George been together for about 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's been like 3 years now or something like that. Yeah.
All right.
Something like 3 years.
Paul's come on in the last year.
And how long you been brewing?
Professionally?
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
And I started as a home brewer.
Right.
I retired from my previous life, came into Renduin when they first opened as a customer, and started volunteering, helping out, bottling and kegging. When the brewer left, I brewed a batch, and here I am.
Cool. Well, tell me this. I'm drinking an IPA here that's killer. So tell me what this is called and.
That right is Irish Eyes. It's a New England session IPA that we do. I believe it's about 5.2%, something like that. And it basically it's just like a very simple recipe with a little bit of oats, a little extra flavor. Mm-hmm. And it's dry hopped with Centennial, Citra, and Galaxy.
Pretty light. You get a lot of that fruit-forward flavor from the Galaxy hops and Centennial and Citra, but it's not going to send you off your bar stool.
Right.
Speaking of send you off your bar stool, what's in mine?
You have the high cross double IPA. That might send you off your bar stool.
It's good. It's very good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we all kind of do it. Yeah.
We collaborate. Some somebody will come up the lawn and then we'll come tweak it.
Yeah.
Sit down and work together.
Yeah.
Quote unquote collapsed.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a process where like you really have to lose your ego, because you might come up with a recipe and think it's like the best recipe ever, and then you show it to someone else on your team and they're like, no, we should change this, this, and this, and so it's like it's really just about coming together as a team and doing what's best for the beer we're making. And there's no like there's personal pride to everything we do, but you can't really be too proud of any recipe that you make, because there's always a different and better way to do it and a different way to approach it.
So that's what makes working as a team cool.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys all have your input. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah, nobody tries to step on the other person. We all try to kind of work together.
And so tell me about the tasting room here. First of all, let people know where you're located, how they can, get here and find you.
Okay, we're located at 1540 Route 37 West in Toms River, like 3.5 miles from exit 83 on the Parkway, west of Parkway, just before the Manchester border.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like a Wawa. Yeah.
Big sign out front. If you're paying attention, you can't miss it.
Yep, a couple of those.
Yeah.
If you get to the Wawa, you pass this up.
Yeah, there you go. Well, be careful there. There's a lot of Wawas down here.
We have a sick check where we're from.
Yeah.
I got big checks too. Yeah.
And
Awesome.
and then how many taps do you have in the tasting room and all that jazz?
So we have 16 taps at the moment. It was we just recently renovated, so that's like the big thing right now for us. We used to have as you can see, we just renovated this. I want to say, when was that done? Like November or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
beginning of
that's right. Yeah, and we renovated it from 8 taps to 16. So that was a big change right there. So now we have this brand new 16 tap system now. And we also expanded the tasting room and renovated it immensely. The tasting room is probably about half the size. If you've been here about a year ago, it would have been half the size. The ceiling was a little shorter. But now we raised it up by, I believe, 2 feet, right? And we added on an extra couple square feet as well. So it goes all the way out to the wall here compared to where it used to be, which was right up to the brewery door. And it would just stop right here. So it was a big change. It took us about a couple months to get that done.
I think one of the things we're trying to do with this tasting room too is become more of a destination for people to come to, and you can come in with your family, order some food, and just hang out for the day. We've been opening our back brew house area up for concerts and various events, where we'll have fun things going on, fun musicians coming in, and just really make it like a big party. So you can come here on a Saturday and spend your whole day and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea, right? Is to keep people here once
exactly.
they walk in the door.
Exactly.
The tasting room's beautiful. There's ample seating. It's and there's room to move around in here, so you're not jammed up. A lot of places they don't have space or whatever, and it can get a little frustrating when somebody's waiting for the big release of a beer, and then you can't even stand. But it's nice. It's beautiful in here.
It's got kind of that pub feel when you walk in too.
It's open and it's inviting. That's the way I usually tell people who haven't been here before. Like it's open and inviting pretty much.
Right.
Great way to word it.
We've got various events. We've got a trivia night every other Thursday. Right, an open mic night. We just have a talent night.
I think we just started that recently. I forget when, but we just started that.
Yeah, so there's always try to have something going on at all times.
So this is all on your Facebook page, so it has all the different things going on?
On our Facebook page or our website.
Instagram.
The website's at Toms River Beer.
Sorry, I'm old. It's like Facebook.
Yeah, so you can, everybody listening, we always tell you, use the Googly. You guys know how to do it. Type in Toms River Brewing, you'll find them. But they do have a presence, I'm always tagging them, and, it's,
we have big social sites, Instagram, and Facebook.
Twitter, I believe, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, they totally are.
I need to get one of those. I need to get a social media team. So I mean, and you guys, what are the hours for the tasting room?
We're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, 4 to 9.
I think it's the same for Fridays too.
Fridays 4 to 9. Saturdays 12 to 10, and Sundays 12 to 6.
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
cool. And like we said, it's a nice inviting place. So if you're, if you're down in the Toms River area, make sure you come by here. Great beers, and Tom and I have had a couple on the show. Like I said, they've been picking up, the liquor stores by us are carrying your cans now, which is awesome because we're right way up by High Point,
Oh yeah, we just started going over there.
Yeah, it's been real recent, and I remember Tom brought one for the show, and he was like, oh, this is used to be remember those guys we talked to at the expo at Renduen, and they're because they have the whole big Irish theme going on, and we really liked the beers that they were pouring there as well. So yeah, those would have been yours too.
Back then.
Yeah, that was definitely your stuff still.
Yeah. Style-wise, it was a little limited.
Niche, I would say, is a good word for it.
Yeah. It was pretty much stuck to the Irish style.
Yeah, I think
expanded into more of American Irish. We kept the roots, the Irish roots, but we expanded into Belgian.
Why not make more beer?
That's right.
Exactly.
You gotta make what the public wants.
You got to make what the public wants, and if you can mash this grain blend and add these hops, you can mash another grain bill, and it's you got to it's always good to stick to your roots, but then at the same time broaden your horizons a little bit, and I think it just brings more people in.
Most definitely.
I'd say that was like the main thing that stuck. A lot of the other things, like we had still the whole Irish style thing to a degree. We still have we have the base Irish beers, stout and reds. I mean, what else is there really?
Yeah.
So we're also doing more than just that too. So just trying to really just diversify, just sex sells, that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Busy,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
our goal kind of now is we have 16 taps, 5 or 6 of them. We get IPAs and just a variety.
Yeah.
Right.
Eclectic.
Do what we want to do.
Probably in the future we're going to add two nitro taps.
Nice. And any plans on maybe at some point distributing out of the state?
Yeah, I mean that's probably down the road. I know it's being looked into right now in Pennsylvania and New York.
Okay.
We're probably at least a few months out from getting to that point yet.
Right.
We're still trying to concentrate on develop New Jersey.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have the size that we are.
And it's like I said, we're seeing your beers up by us, so that's good. Yeah.
Buying your beers up there.
Yeah, buying your beers up by us.
Even better size.
Right.
I mean, we all feel we've made great strides in 9 months.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah. Was there any shutdown time, or did you keep rolling?
No, we just kept going.
We just kept rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We operated it was a transition from Renduen to Toms River.
Right.
We stayed in operation.
Cool.
So we still did what we were doing originally, and then we're building on, what we had to change in order to switch over to Toms River Brewing as well at the same time.
While this was being renovated, we had a bar. We moved the bar.
Yeah, that was
roof
interesting.
space back there.
All right. Well, that's
Interesting to say the word.
right. Hey, but you got to have somebody somewhere to hand people beers.
Yeah, right.
If they're not tasting them, what's the point?
True.
You can't just be back there brewing if nobody gets to taste them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to shut down and drive people away and then have to rebuild it all up.
Right.
You gotta keep your regulars all on in.
Sure.
Especially just locally for us alone,
Yeah.
We are focused very heavily on local because we're in Toms River Brewing. We want to try and keep it as local as possible. Like for people, trying to do stuff like in the community. We have a lot of really big plans for that actually. I don't know what to talk about or not, but I know we're working with a coffee place in downtown, Bubsy's. We're gonna make like a coffee stout with them pretty soon. That's like a small example, but like there's other stuff too that
We're trying to concentrate on doing a lot with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And doing a lot of community or local stuff based.
We love that stuff, man. We heavily promote, breweries specifically that work within their communities and give back. I think like I said, we were at Jersey Girl yesterday, and Chuck put it pretty well. He's like, you can either be an island in a community or you can be part of the community, and if when you're part of it, the community respects that. It's good for everybody. It's good for the business.
Exactly. I mean, an example was the Boots on the Ground. I don't know that.
And that's great, man.
We donated a large sales to the Gary Sinise Foundation. So
Yeah, we
He does
appreciate.
a lot of great work.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Anything for veterans and the troops is
most definitely.
So anything you guys really want to throw out there to the tens of listeners?
Just 5 minutes away if you get off that exit. So if you have crying kids in the car or something and you just need a little break, you can always bring them here and grab a beer and kind of forget about it.
You guys will watch them, right? Watch the kids.
We do not watch the kids, no. But we do have some fun games they can play, and you can order them some food and just kind of stick them off into a corner and enjoy yourself. But yeah,
People driving down to Atlantic City at any time of the year. This is a nice place to stop.
Breaks up that couple-hour drive.
Pick up some beers to go to take back to your room so that you don't have to, drink the crap they're serving over there at the casino.
$20 or whatever.
Yeah, and sit upstairs. You can have a growler or crowlers or 4-packs or whatever, and talk about those beers to the people in the casino. I stopped at Toms River, and let them know about it. All right, cool.
And you may be having such a good time, you may just want to stay.
Exactly.
There's a hotel right down the road.
Yeah.
our beers aren't that expensive.
You're gonna lose more down there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to sit down here and talk with us. And,
Thanks for coming down.
And visiting us.
yeah, and
Giving up your time.
me and Tom, when I get back, to the homestead, we will sit down and do a full show, and this interview will be part of it. And as soon as it's released, which will be this week, because you guys are going to be at the Beer Expo,
That's correct.
and so we're putting all of these out before the expo hits, so that people going can hear about some of the breweries that are going to be there. All right, and that was my chat with the folks, Bob, Paul, and George. You didn't hear much of Paul, but
No,
he
was there.
My fault, man.
yeah.
Totally my fault. And it's one of those things. I was like, trying to get this stuff set up and get out of these guys' way and all that jazz. And I just
Plus, they expected you, but they didn't expect you.
exactly
Something like that.
Yeah. They expected me, but then they they didn't expect me.
Yeah.
So I'm actually lucky they were there.
Yeah.
So they took the time out of their day, and I'll get a better interview with them at some point because I really like those guys. It was one of my favorite trips that we've done. So hopefully we get a chance to talk to them.
Sure,
and
and they're only what, like a mile off of exit 82 at the Parkway?
They're 3.5 miles.
Yeah, 3.5 miles off of exit 82. And
is that Route 37, exit 82?
Yes, there's 82A and B. A is going west, B goes east.
You want to go west.
Yes.
So
and, and it's Route 37. It's a straight road. 3 miles goes by in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. So, and like a perfect place to stop if you're heading down to AC or heading down to anywhere down that way.
Yeah.
Pull in there, say hello to the guys, get some beers.
Yes.
Get back on the road.
Yep.
Drink your beers whenever you get to where you're going.
Yep.
Be responsible.
Yes.
Don't be like this guy that I'm about to read about in Drunk News now.
The drunk news people are always so fun.
This
Full
is
of life.
believe this is from BBC News.
Oh, okay. So it's Britain?
Oh, no. They're writing about us.
Oh, okay.
U.S. politician drives drunk after warning people not to drive drunk.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah.
Trumpy.
Brian Kolb, the top Republican in the New York State Assembly, crashed his car on New Year's Eve, police said. A week earlier, he had written that tragedy can be only one bad decision away and that there is no excuse for impaired driving. Mr. Kolb, 67, says he was profoundly sorry in a statement after his arrest.
Oh, of course, he got caught.
This was a horrible lapse in judgment, one that I have urged others not to make, and I take full responsibility for it, he said. There's no excuse and no justification for what occurred Tuesday evening. I made the wrong decision, and it is one I deeply regret. Ontario County Sheriff Kevin Henderson told U.S. media that Mr. Kolb drove his state-issued car into a ditch in the town of Victor near Rochester and then failed sobriety tests both at the scene and at the police station. Karen Layler, a fellow Republican and one of Mr. Kolb's Assembly colleagues, called for him to resign as the Assembly GOP's minority leader.
That might be a good idea.
That he hasn't done so already is a disgrace. It goes on. Mr. Kolb had written his column on 24th of December. Oh, Jesus, right before.
Yeah.
To mark what was National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month in the U.S. In it, he urged people to use taxi services and public transport after drinking alcohol instead of attempting to drive. Drunk driving is not only dangerous to the driver, but to vehicle passengers, bystanders, and other drivers, he wrote. By thinking ahead and coming up with a plan before imbibing, many regrettable situations can be avoided. You know what? I agree with the Assemblyman on that.
I do agree with that.
And,
I agree with those points wholeheartedly.
And you know what? You should resign.
Yes.
Because I'm tired of these people being hypocrites.
Yes, exactly.
Don't come out on December 24th and tell people to use their heads, use common sense, say all the right things, and then, 6 days later, drive your car into a ditch wasted.
And cost your taxpayer constituents money.
Exactly. So,
the hypocrisy of government, ladies and gentlemen.
That's my drunk news story for today. My God.
Gotta love politicians, man.
I'm telling you, man. It's like...
Why ain't we politicians?
Just...
You can run around,
because we tell...
crash cars into ditches. I'm sorry.
Because we're not hypocrites. We say exactly what we mean.
I know.
I don't run around telling people anything about how to live, high moral lives or anything. Then get caught, soliciting sex in a airport men's room or something,
Nope.
Say what you feel, but mean it.
Yes.
Yeah. His words on the 24th were spot on.
Yeah.
Plan ahead. Make some good decisions ahead of time.
Sure.
And you won't make bad decisions later.
Especially when you're going out on a big amateur night drinking binge such as New Year's Eve.
Somebody should send him that column that he wrote.
Yeah.
So he could read it.
Yes.
And there you go.
They should read that aloud in the Senate chamber when he resigns.
But now he's sorry.
Yeah, of course he's sorry. He got caught.
He's sorry he's going to lose, votes.
Yes.
But anyway, enough of that guy.
Yeah. Well, the other, I got some. Do you know that New York charges you to stargaze now?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. $60.
Charges you to stargaze?
Yes.
How the hell does they...
If you want to go on any state-owned property...
And look at the stars?
And look up at the sky, it'll cost you $60.
That's ridiculous.
Plus fees if there's parking involved and other things.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's New York State, man.
But if but if I'm on, private property or
no, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, you could charge people, I would guess.
Okay, cool.
But then the state
they want to cut it
a piece of that. Yeah, but now any kind of state-owned property, they charge you $60 if you just want to look up at the sky.
Wow. That's a tad bit ridiculous, man.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Wow.
I'd make it a point to just go there and look up at the sky and say, fuck you, run away.
Yeah.
It's dark. They ain't going to catch you.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I don't know what cop's going to write you a ticket for that anyway.
You never know.
It's probably like rangers and stuff.
Yeah, it's ranger rigs.
Park rangers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fitz if she was in New York.
Sure. They're quick with those fucking nightsticks and start clubbing you.
Writing you a ticket for stargazing.
Yeah. What are you doing? Looking at the stars?
You can't do that.
You got a permit for that?
Yeah.
Did you buy the sticker?
I'm going to need to see your documentation. Man. Well, I got nothing else, man.
I got nothing else.
You've been listening to Inebriation. We can't wait to see you guys
at the Great Beer Expo.
And that's it, man.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna drink this nice stout that Groby found.
Okay.
It's one
I found one. The last one of our stouts.
Yeah, last one of the stouts we made. Mexican chocolate stout, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna grab.
It's ice fucking cold.
I'm gonna grab some food for dinner real quick. Go home. I'm gonna pour that bad boy into a glass and enjoy myself.
Yes, it's ice fucking cold too.
All right. You've been listening to Inebriation on the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Later, peeps.
Later.